Hi, this is Scott with Owens Aviation in Denton, Texas. I'm here today to show you a new 8 GC/BC Scout. Let's take a look. Let's talk about the Scout for a minute here. This is American Champion's bush plane. It comes with 180 horsepower carbureted Lycoming 0360 C1G, 76-inch Hartzell 2-blade propeller. We've got a 36-foot wingspan, 70 gallons of fuel standard. Gross weight's 2,150 pounds. This particular aircraft here I'm going to show you today has a useful load of 740 pounds. And this is the best version of the Scout ever built. It's come a long way from the early 70s, where now we have metal spars with D-box constructed leading edges, much better wing than we've ever had before. Powder coated 4130 chromoly frames, aluminum landing gear that I'll show you here in a minute, much better avionics, better electrical system, new baggage compartment, all new starting with this aircraft right here. So let me go through and give you some of the highlights and show you some of the features, and we'll take a look at this airplane here in a little bit more detail. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the engine and the propeller options. The Scout comes standard with the Lycoming 0360 C1G, 180 horsepower carbureted engine. Now, starting with this particular Scout, Lycoming is now installing the new roller tappets, which is a real nice feature. It doesn't change the TBO, but the reports we're getting from Lycoming is that the wear on the camshaft is significantly less than the old style, so that's kind of nice. The engine is capable of car gas if you get the Peterson STC, if you'd like to run car gas. You're going to burn about 10.2 gallons an hour at 75%. And this particular aircraft is equipped with the Airwolf remote oil filter, so you can change the oil without pulling the cowling, which is real nice. It's got a quick drain, and you can come up through the ground adjustable cowl flap that we have and pull the filter, which is on the firewall, just at the lower portion of the firewall, and change the oil with a quick drain, refill at the top, and without even having to pull the cowling, which is a real nice feature. Two-piece fiberglass cowl, easy on, easy off, low drag cowling, low maintenance type cowl as well. We have the bracket air filter, and easy to get to and remove as well. Great engine, very reliable, lots of power, a good airframe engine combination on this particular airplane. It's well balanced in pitch, and does a really good job on this aircraft with a ground roll of, say, we have measured ground rolls of right at 285 feet, standard day sea level gross weight with this power plane. So it really doesn't need any more power. We're getting a good 141, 142 miles an hour true airspeed out of these aircraft at 75% as well. So faster than the Cub variants, and very similar takeoff performance and landing performance to those aircraft as well. Propellers, we've got three different options. The aircraft comes standard with a 76-inch Hartzell. Then we have the 3-blade as well. And then we have the best prop for this aircraft, which is what we see here. This is the MT 80-inch Scimitar. Now, I really like this prop. Gives you really good performance, a lot of punch out of the hole on takeoff. You apply full power, and it gets with the program pretty fast. Also in descent, as you pull the power back, this large 80-inch disc area gives you a lot of drag and helps to give you a steeper approach to the touchdown point. It's also pretty cool construction. It's basically a wooden propeller underneath, covered with a composite coating, and it has a titanium leading edge here, which you can file on just like a regular propeller. So if you happen to get some nicks, you can file on it. If it happens to get down into the meat of the blade, instead of throwing the blade away like you'd normally have to do, because the cord gets too narrow at some point, you simply send this to the prop shop, they put a new leading edge on it, and you're good to go. So a real easy propeller to maintain, and a lot cheaper in the long run than a standard metal prop. Well, let's take a look at some of the other options on the Scout. The landing gear on the new Scout is made out of aluminum. This replaces the old steel gear that the aircraft started with and had up until somewhere around 2005. This gear is 25 pounds lighter, and they're all exactly the same, so if you ever had to change one, it'll match perfectly with the one that came off of the aircraft. The brake line is internal. They basically gun drill the gear leg and then bend it into shape. You've got a fitting on the bottom and the top for the brake lines to attach to, and so there's no clamps or lines hanging off the back side of the gear anymore, which is a real clean, low drag installation. Also, these particular aircraft are now configured with the correct axles and hubs to accommodate the Alaska bush wheel. So you can go 850s, which is what we start with, or 26, 29, or 31 inch bush wheels with no more trouble than just changing the tires. That requires a heavy duty dual puck brakes, which are now on this particular aircraft. So it's ready to go, very simple to change over. Now the Scout can also be flown off of floats or amphibs or penetration skis by Trick Air. So it's a very versatile aircraft in terms of what you can operate it off of. Now, another nice thing about the gear on the Scout as opposed to some of the Cub variants is you'll notice there's nothing in here between our wheels since we're not running an oleo gear. So it's a very low drag solution for the aircraft. And we also have more ground clearance than the Cub variants as well, from the belly all the way to the ground. And then, of course, on those airplanes you need to consider you have the oleo struts or a bungee strut running between the gear legs too that you have to clear. So that's a real nice feature. Now one other thing while I'm down here is you may notice the metal belly. The Scout has a metal belly that goes all the way from the firewall to the rudder post. Each panel can be removed with sheet metal screws for easy access to the belly of the airplane. Well, the new Scouts all have metal spars and the D-Box constructed leading edge, which gives you a metal wrapped leading edge from the bottom of the spar all the way around to the top. This gives the wing a lot more torsional rigidity. We use the Horner tip, which is one of the best stole tips available. And we have Fowler flaps that are good for 27 degrees, 4 notches, manually activated. We've got spades for the ailerons, and these really help to lighten up the roll forces and balance it with the elevator real nice. We also use the Micro Aerodynamics Vortex generators, which I find reduces stall speed about 10%. Well, that's it for part 1 of our video demo of the 8 GCBC Scout. We'll see you over on part 2.